Thank you, everyone. I believe at this time we realize that much as we are not 100, I think the right number that we have right now is representative of different parts of Uganda. As you may have heard, we've got people who are coming from Chigezi, we have people from Mbarara, I come from Bunyoro, we've got Ginger, and we also have other colleagues who come from other parts of Uganda. Having said that, it means that the cause that brings us together is that we are all Ugandans. And it is that cause or that identity of us being Ugandans that we should uphold despite all our differences, because there is always time when the Baganda will go back to Nkobazambogo, the Banyoro will go back to where we come from. In Uganda, we call it that everyone goes back to Nkondo's Zawe. But while we are here, we are so we are trying to promote everything. I am a living example of someone who is not discriminated when I'm in Uganda. Like I've told you, I was born in Bunyoro, that's where I come from. I studied in Uganda, I worked in Bunyoro, but when it came to students' politics, I used to represent the Uganda National Students Association, which was elected by almost everyone. When it came to practicing politics, I stood in Vaga Municipality Council, where I was a councillor since 2002 until 2010, when I resigned to come for further studies here. And like any other person here, the council called me up of saying, let me now remain, although I knew I was going to return after 1 year. But what I would like us to emphasize is that at Uganda Diaspora Patriotic Development Assembly, for us, we don't discriminate. Ours is development. The identity is Ugandan. The rest really do not matter. Whether you belong to which political party, that is not part of us. Because when we are facing housing problems, it cuts across. When we are facing problems back home, it cuts across. So that is our noble aim. And lastly, we really want to see us as Ugandans. Some of those who have been on YouTube, you'll see where I'm talking about the National Diaspora Policy, which is coming up in Uganda. But there is no input by people from the diaspora. And I was questioning the High Commissioner and said, please, madam, don't you think it's very bad for some people who have never lived in the diaspora to sit back at Parliament and make a law that affects the people who live here without us putting into anything? And of course, sometimes people don't tend to understand what I'm saying. But I was giving her an example, because much as I was in politics in Uganda, I used to work with an NGO, which I was heading, and we did contribute a lot into the laws that are in Parliament right now. So we know the procedure. And it is the same thing that we are asking ourselves, that how can the National Development Program take place or plans in Uganda without putting our input there, and yet we contribute a lot when it comes to that? How can we not be sensitized on the existing laws that are being enacted by Parliament? All these are questions and programs. How can we not participate into the budgeting process of our country? So all these in future are programs and ideas that we would like really to engage in And you don't have to be many. We just need, like when we were introducing ourselves, it's like we have all the skills even in this room if we wanted to do something. So how do we make such skills useful to the people who are living here who don't have maybe those same skills, but those skills would be of benefit to them? And how can we use our very skills to help improve on the development of our country? So let me stop there for the time being. I'm a teacher by profession, so teachers also do talk a lot.